There are two or three facts, two or three actions which mysteriously, really not so mysteriously, keep people from being successful. And when I say successful, I don't mean only money, despite the fact that money has a major, major importance, of course. But I'm also talking about happiness. And happiness is not necessarily having things, even though, yes, having things can contribute to happiness, contribute only. Really, what it is all boils down to is the doingness. It's the action. It's the journey which gives the happiness, not necessarily the goal. I mean, the destination, or at least not only the destination. The truth of the matter is, life is a combination. And the truth of the matter is, the most important part in anything in life, whether it's a machine, whether it's life in itself, whether it's a business, is more often than not the part which is broken. A small story in 20 years, 50 years ago, sorry, when I was about 20, 18, 19, 20, I traveled with my Toyota Celica in Austria, which is where I'm currently in, and it started snowing, lots of snow. And my windshield wiper on my Toyota Celica stopped working. I mean, this is a small thing. Within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes, I couldn't drive. I was somehow going on the side, and there I stood. And it was snowing. The truth is, it is life dangerous to stand on a, relatively small road, or whatever, on the side of the road in the winter when within about 15 to 20 minutes you couldn't see the car anymore, not only because it was wide in the first place and blending in, but because it was full of snow. Never mind the cold and the things. While it is snowing, it is not so cold, however. It's usually only about 0 degree. Now, the same is with the body, whatever important or not so important body part doesn't work, let me tell you something, it is, well, very, very not good, as you probably know. So what are some of the parts which keep people away from being successful in terms of happiness and in terms of money, which all of it, one way or the other way, goes together? Here is 2 or 3 things. There are more, but let's just talk about a couple, 2, 3 things. Number one, probably, or at least part of those whole thing, is the fear of losing what you already have. Oh my God. I'm a business management consultant, a dental practice management consultant. 95% of my clients are dentists, and those are the ones I'm currently speaking to in order for me to be more happy, more productive, more successful. Nevertheless, what I'm saying here obviously works for everybody, but dentists is whom we want in the end of this video at one point or another to call us and see whether we can help them. Now, you have no idea how many people I see in the last 35 years since I do this, every day, more or less, who are more afraid of losing what they have than of wanting more. And wanting more is not only wanting more money. In many cases, unfortunately, with dentists, it even is. Unfortunately, a huge amount of dentists, they simply don't even come close to the money making they thought they will make when they went to dental college. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. And is it because the economy and the whole situation, has made being a dentist, being a doctor, a not so good situation anymore? A little bit, yeah. Governments do their job with this and situations. But no. It is you, the dentist. It is us, the people who cannot work and transform into something else, which is perhaps another one of the things which I didn't even want to necessarily mention at the beginning, or at least was not in my mind, and that is the inability. No, that is a wrong word. The inflexibility, the not wanting to, the stubbornness, the right down stupidness of people of not wanting to change. That not wanting to be flexible and kind of like say, okay, the situation, the weather, the climate, the economical climate, the medical climate isn't anymore the way it used to be. I need to change. I need to try a new thing. Because, number one, oh my God, I could be maybe losing what I already have. But let's take another one. The losing face. Well, the Chinese say so. They basically having egg on their face. They're basically like, well, I already did 2, 3, or 5 things business consultants or this or that. I had many ideas, stock market ideas, whatever the hell ideas, and it didn't work. And everybody's laughing at me. And I cannot expose my spouse to another one of those failures. Well, that would be like saying a small little 4-year-old or whatever, they start walking, falling down and then not wanting to get up. And then when he's 10 or 12 or 8, going on the bicycle and falling down and then crying and being a crybaby and not wanting to go back up on the bicycle. And then when he's 18, 20, not getting back on the horse and blah, blah, blah. And staying single because the first two, puppy relationships didn't work out. It's the same, guys. Wake up. It is those type of things which keep you in the mud. Yes, it's in the mud. Because not being happy, not doing things, not trying to grow, not only for the money, that's just a small part, but it's an important part. It's nice to drive a nice car. It's nice to live in a nice house. And it is nice to say I go on vacation when I want, okay? Which, by the way, how can a dentist go on vacation when he wants to? Only if he knows administrative of not to be changed to his business. Maybe that also means a couple other businesses doing, which do not require his and her time, which has never been been as easy as it is now. And when I say easy, that doesn't mean it's just coming like it's secure and all. Oh, that's another one, secure. People want everything to be secure and safe. They are looking for security. Security is number one. And of course, when you tell them to think out of the box, or they tell you, we want to think out of the box. In fact, the people who come to me tell me, I want something new and fresh. Then trust me, at least for most dentists, for 99.9%, whatever I have to tell them is new and fresh, even though it's not new and fresh on the planet. No, it's not. But for them, it's new and fresh. And now they want millions of proof that it will work for them. They want now the security. Well, that has not worked before. So you want new and fresh, but you want it to be proven. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Unhelpable. Unhelpable. Of course, nobody can help you. How it is possible to help somebody who is stuck in, let's do it the way it did it, despite the fact that, I don't know, this one guy, rather famous, I think, Einstein, if insanity is keeping doing what you have been doing and expecting a different results, I'm telling you, too many of you want just that. So you want security, which doesn't exist. There are more than one book. There are millions of books and stories written about how security doesn't exist. And hey, you guys were choosing about 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, even 50 years ago, some of you, a very secure profession, right? Doctor, dentist. Yeah, where did that go? How did that work out? For some of you, things got very good. Because you constantly take action. It is amazing for me to see that some clients we're getting or prospects we're talking to and not necessarily getting as a client, they have tried a dozen or 2 dozen of consultants. Most of them, they were like relatively okay and happy. Some of them not. But overall, most of those people admitted, and some of them, we got them to see it. They didn't necessarily see it. They would say, oh, well, many of them didn't work out and blah, blah, blah. And I got to be more careful. Oh, my God, careful. Oh, it's another one of those things. Careful, 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 careful. Careful means security. Careful means not doing anything. Careful means inertia. That's all it means. Inertia means, well, just that. I mean, you can have a dead body. It's very inert. Oh, yeah, very inert. Not alive. Have you ever tried to talk to inert people and, not alive people? Same shit. Doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So how many people, have thought, they told me, okay, it didn't work. And yet we could point out to them, most of them actually knew it, but some not, that they actually did much better than most of their colleagues, that they actually did fine. And most of them admitted it and knew it. That's why they kept doing things. Look, ladies and gentlemen, doctors out there and anyone else, if I count the money I lost doing wrong thing, making wrong decisions, not being cheated, oh no, making simply wrong decisions, things which didn't quite work, things which in the end didn't, quite pan out the way I wanted. Not that the other people was fault. It's just I imagine something different. If I count that, if I count my failures, let me tell you something. I'm probably maybe, only maybe, would cry. You know? Well, why should I? I have a good life. I actually succeeded because I failed a lot. This is not a sentence which I made up. This is a sentence which has been said by hundreds and thousands and by millions of people. The fear of being embarrassed. That's like when we were 18. Well, I don't know about you, but me, going out and dancing and not daring to ask the girl to dance. Why? Because maybe she should have checked you. And then the whole discotheque, the whole place will laugh at you. Holy cow. I learned relatively fast that if I didn't ask, I didn't dance. If I asked, I don't know, a third of those girls actually would dance to me. So I just had to ask about 10 a night, and I would dance to 2 or 3, with 2 or 3. And the evening was much, much better than if I didn't ask anybody. Unbelievable. So that's basically what it is, okay? That's basically how it works. And you guys got to dare things. And if you don't, well, it's your life which is screwed. All right? That's just all there is to it. And there's another one thing, and that is some people love to calculate everything. Oh, everything needs to be calculated, especially in today's age of internet and of things. Everything is very, 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 very calculatable. Where the people come, where the new clients come, etc. And you click and all this shit. And you calculate yourself to death. Look, if hiring by resume or making business projection to a banker or whatever, if all those people, if all those projections and all those good resumes and all those good data and all these success stories, if they actually would have any value at all, and when I say any value, I mean any little value at all, then, well, there would be no bad hiring. There would be no business which would fail because the projections were all fine. I mean, I laugh at banker when they tell me, can you give me protection for a business? I actually tell them, I look them in the eyes and I say, are you literally that stupid? You mean I can make any protection you want, and I will if you want to, and then you're going to give me the loan. But are you really actually believing that a protection gives you any type of information and data to see whether my business will go fine? Are you that stupid? And to be honest, I have to ask you the same question. I know I'm a little tough here, and people ask sometimes, if you talk like this, how will you ever get a client? Well, I'm 35 years in business. I'm actually getting plenty. I want all of you, however, which is why I'm still here, having fun and doing 2 or 3 other businesses. Why? Because part of life is that you arrange your life so that things are happening without you physically pushing every little button. And that's very important. And that is the overall thing which we help you in getting. However, how many of you ask for references of a consultant or of anything for that much? Well, if that would have any value at all, just any value at all, there would be, you wouldn't be even listening to this video for that long. You wouldn't be, no dentist, no business person would ever need to look for somebody to help him, because there are thousands, millions of people out there, companies out there who have helped some dentists and have a good resume. I'm not saying they're faking their resume. I'm just saying, well, let's go back to when we were 18. Did we ask our girlfriends to give us a reference, or boyfriends, if you're a lady listening, about a reference of the last 2 boyfriends or the last 2 or 3 girlfriends, just to see, how it worked out and why didn't it work out? We check on that. I know some of you say that's enormously disgusting, untrue comparison, stupid comparison. Well, you think what you want to think. It's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to succeed, okay, you cannot be more afraid of losing what you have than you want the new thing. And the new thing, trust me, life comes into you when you do things, not when you have the things you want. However, without doing things, that will never happen to you. Okay, this is where the book, The Secret, or the movie, The Secret, has left out a lots of secret. Imagining what you want, while it is part of it, they actually forgot to tell you to also imagine every little step you need to do to get there. And of course, every little step cannot be right away imagined, because an idea grows. It's just an idea at the beginning, and the idea will change in a million ways and will change. And you then also, whatever action you imagine, you also physically somehow need to do it. Not necessarily you yourself, but it needs to happen. And without that, there is no hope and no help for you. Now give us a call, because we do have ways to push you through this shit. We do have ways to make you uncomfortable enough in our consulting that you actually will succeed. Because if you think a consultant needs to make you comfortable and needs to make you like do what you say, well, you're at the wrong place with us, because we don't take prisoners. Because here's the thing, if you want us to do what you want, how the hell are we going to help you? Because whatever you want, you can do without us. You don't need to tell anybody what they want. You need somebody to tell you what is needed for you to go where you want to go. And very often, we don't actually bring you where you want to go. We bring you a lot further, a lot bigger, a lot different places, which you even like more. Why? Because we can see those places better, because you're the one who is in the mud. Stick. And if I would be sticking in the mud, I would be saying the same. When we're in the mud, when we're in the quicksand, we don't think very well. And let me tell you, doctor, okay, you need somebody else to get you there. Every coach, every successful sports person, singer, business person, even the Bill Gates of this world hire thousands of consultants. Do they do everything they say? No, that's beside the point. But they get ideas. They read millions of books, those people will tell you a book a day, kind of like that's part of the ideas, part of the thing. Okay. Now go ahead, give us a call, talk to us an hour, to me mainly. And even if you do not enroll in our service, it would put you in the majority. Okay. If we cannot overcome your fear of losing what you have, if you cannot overcome your fear of changing, if you cannot overcome your fear of losing face and being embarrassed again, okay, then at the very least, we will probably have started with a bunch of ideas which hopefully get you to think in the next weeks, months, and years, so that maybe one day you actually will overcome those fears naturally. Give us a call. Bye-bye.